Hey, welcome to another tutorial. I don't even know what series I was teaching last, but this is something I just recently learned, and I've heard about it before, but I think I was still learning Unity, learning Playmaker, that I was afraid to dive more into it. But let's talk a bit about Playmaker FSM templates. Now, if you don't use Playmaker and you're not into visual scripting, maybe check this out and you might dive into it because it's really handy, it's really useful. So you've probably heard about prefabs. If you haven't heard about prefabs, here's why they're awesome. So anytime you have something in your scene that you've drug into your project folder, or you've drug from your project folder into your scene, for example, I can take this cube, drag it in there, and now I have another version of that cube. Okay, it creates what's called a prefab. So what's great about prefabs is, yes, I can make changes to this specific unit. Like I could scale this one up. The scale tool never works for me. I hate the scale tool. So there, that one's now bigger. And if I come over here to overrides, I can either revert it and go back to how it was, or if I scale it back up again, let's say I want it to apply to the prefab, I can come over here and click apply all, and now all of my game objects that are from that same prefab turn into that size. All right, so I can also, the best way to edit a prefab is to click the game object or click on it in your project folder and open the prefab. And so here you can make your edits. So let's say I just wanted to change the material on this cube. I think I have a materials folder here. Yep, materials. Let's just find something that's way different, like this blue. Okay, so now I'm dropping that on there. And if I go back to my scene, you can now see that all those cubes changed blue. I didn't have to go to each individual cube to change it blue, which could have been kind of easy. I could just drag like that and just drop the material on. Oh, nope, it's not that easy. I would have to take it and drop it over. Nope, yep. What I did was the easiest way. So that's super handy. But what about our FSMs? That's where our logic is. So I want to talk first about FSM templates, and then I'll show how cool they are, how you can use them as prefabs. So what's nice about FSM templates, one of the biggest reasons I started using it lately, is when I'm working with other people on their projects or some old projects of mine. So what happens if you run into an FSM as ugly as this? Okay, at least there's some color coding, but none of the states have any labels. There's no comments. There's no descriptions even on the FSM. It's just a web of lies. If I saw one of these FSMs in one of my old projects, I might try to clean it up, or I might just delete it and start it over. But let's say there's just one piece of logic I needed to add. One thing I wanted to add just here in state 6, but it wanted to like do a bool test and then do something from that bool test or something like that. So right here in the middle of this, I want to be able to make a change without having to completely add another state and relink all these things. So what I can do is I can right click, or double click rather, and I can say run FSM. All right, and what this does is it allows me to create a new FSM, and I'm just going to call this tutorial FSM. I'm going to be able to drop an FSM right in the middle of this FSM that could be ran in this state. So now I can go to edit and I can just build an FSM like I normally would. But just like prefabs, I don't have a way to, I can't reference a game object from the hierarchy. So like even if I wanted to say like set game object. All right, so let's say I have a game object variable. All right, let's just say it's even a global variable. All right, so we have test global. And I wanted to say, well, I want this cube to come in here. I can't. Notice how it's like, well, hey, you can do certain things, but we're not letting you put this here because this FSM is acting like a prefab. Now, Unity's prefabs don't usually warn you about referencing other game objects when you're dropping FSM on them, but the FSM templates are smart enough to know that you can't drag something from the hierarchy here. So what I can do, though, is I can create a variable. And then in the variables tab, I can find that and mark it as input, okay? Because this is what I want to come in here. So now if I click the back arrow, which is another great tip, these forward and back arrows, the last FSM you looked at, the previous FSM you looked at, you can toggle back and forth without having to go hunt them down. So here we're into that, that state where I drop the run FSM, and here now I have a game object variable. Now here, this is not a prefab, this is in my hierarchy, so I would have no problem dropping this in. And even if I go in to edit this, I don't know what that game object is yet, but on runtime, when it tries to run this FSM, it will know because I referenced it. But maybe I want to output something. So maybe I want to do a game object compare. All right, so, or let's just do a compare tag. All right, so I wanted to see if this game object variable had the tag player. So if true, I don't want to do an event. I just want to store the result of the bool. All right. And then once you're done, one thing you want to do about FSM templates is when you're done and you want to go back to the template or back to the FSM you started it in, you need to finish FSM. All right. But I also want that other FSM to know what this bool state was. So I took a game object from an FSM and a game object in my hierarchy. And in the middle of the FSM, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to run a different FSM to check this game object. So I need to know what that output is. So this bool, I'm now going to toggle as output. All right, so now if I go back and I go to the state, I now have an output bool. And so now I can store the output bool I got from the previous FSM and store it here. A lot of times I keep it the same. All right, so what happened here is in the middle of this nasty FSM, I found a state that I wanted something new to happen in without having to redo all my logic. And I did the run FSM action. I then created a new FSM. And in that FSM, I did the logic that I wanted to do, which was to test a game object if it had a certain tag, and then take that bool and give it back to the previous FSM. So I had to set this game object variable as an input. Where did I do that at? And then I also had to set inside the right here, the game object variable I did in here. I set it as input, and then the bool I set as output. And so that way I know from my previous FSM that it was an input, so I need to drag something in here. And then the output, I need to say how I want to save this variable. So now I can use this bool. Now if I wanted to, I could use this bool that I just got from there and do something with it. All right, but let's talk about another reason these templates are so great. Because you can use them on... I should have opened up my other project, but I'll show you an example of how I used it in this project. All right, so I have, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these cubes. So I have these 3 spiders. Where are they at? All right, I got these, well, yeah, three spiders. Well, 4 spiders. And so what they're doing in my scene is, I wasn't sure what was going on yet, so I was testing different pieces of logic. And I have a, can't see it for some reason. Maybe I cleared it. Oh, I don't have gizmos on. There we go. So I have a nav mesh. And so I wanted the spiders to crawl and go up this pole. All right, but when I first tested it, I just had this one point. So I had an FSM, which was simple enough, where I took this arachnid, and it was basically set the destination for this game object on the pole, okay, this top red one, and have it run there. So I wanted to take this, I wanted the same logic to happen on all 3 game objects. And in previous projects, what I would have done is I would have, in the inspector, I would have just copied this FSM and pasted it onto the other game objects and then edited what I needed to edit. But the problem with that is now if I come in and I wanted to add some new logic or fix something that caused a bug, no pun intended, I'm using spiders here, I would then have to remove the FSM from the other game objects, then go back to the one where I fixed it, copy it, paste it in, and maybe have a bunch of new variables I gotta drop in. But what's cool about templates is, and let's see if I can give an example of this. Let's just create a new game object. All right, let's do 3 game objects here. So I have this game object, and I'm going to do some logic, and I'm going to add an FSM here, but I want to save this as a template, and I'm going to call this, actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to remove this. Let's show I already have a I already have a template saved that I showed you a minute ago, and it's right here, this tutorial FSM. All right, so here, unlike when you normally add an FSM to a game object, I'm not seeing it. And so this is kind of give you a visual of this is a prefab FSM. If I click on it, I can edit it. So here we have the set game object, set compare the tag, and then finish the FSM. So if I click off and click back on, you can see it's gone again. But you can see that my inputs and outputs are still here. So for this game object, maybe I want my Arachnid R to be here. And I still want this bool. But maybe on game object 1, I want it to be checking Arachnid 2. But guess what? I can still come in here and I can use that same template. And then I can grab Arachnid 2 and drop it in there. Now you might think, well, Philip, that's going to edit the first one. No, I can go back to the first one. Nope, I can go back to that game object. There's Arachnid R, and here's Arachnid L2. And if I want to come here, I can go use the template, tutorial FSM, and then I can drag Arachnid L3 in there. All right, so I have L3, I have L2, and I have R all here. But let's say I want to do something with the animator now on that FSM. I can choose any of these game objects that have the template on it, click it, see my states. And so let's say on the game object that comes in here, before I finish the FSM, I'll just delete that to get that out of the way. Let's say I want to set animator trigger. All right, and so I want to set the animator trigger of the specified game object. I have that variable, the game object variable, and the trigger I want is, I don't know, attack. Okay, now I can finish the FSM. So now I can go back out to one of these other game objects. If I click on it, that same information is here that I just added, and it still knows what its special game object is. Okay, they all have their own unique game objects. I can come in here and I could say, you know what, I don't want to finish here. I want to add a finish state and do another state in this FSM. And let's set bool. And let's set this bool as, let's set this bool here. And now we're going to set it true. And then now we will finish the FSM. Okay. And so now if I go look at my other game objects and I click on the tutorial FSM, I can see it in all these other ones too. It's like having a prefab for your FSMs. It's going to save you a ton of time. Tell me in the comments how you use this to save yourself some time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time.